Well, welcome to the Helping Families Be Happy podcast, where we explore the often messy world of family love and relationships. I'm your host for this podcast, Christopher Robbins, the co-founder of Famis Publishing, husband, father of 9, author, fly fisherman, backpacker, and living in the beautiful Central Valley of California. We hope to bring you nourishing, real-life information about love, family, relationships, and life. Well, today we're excited to have Jason Goldstein. Jason Chop Happy Goldstein. Now, he lives in New York and he's a cook and food blogger. He specializes in delicious and simple comfort dishes that showcase rich flavors, inventive ideas, and unique cooking tips and advice. For Jason, this translates into major mouth-watering recipes that feature cheese, bacon, and pork as his star ingredients. Some of his next-level culinary hits that have often gone viral are bacon-infused burgers, eggplant parmesan meatballs, and everything bagel, pigs in a blanket stuffed with cheese. Well, Jason is the author of The Happy Sandwich, Scrumptious Sandwiches to Make You Smile, and 101 Kitchen Secrets. Cut down on dishes, cost, and time in the kitchen. Well, the holidays are coming, and how can we entertain and prepare with less stress on ourselves and our pocketbooks? Well, the information shared today aligns with Famis' 10 habits of happy families. Eat, play, love, work, and learn together. You can learn more about the Famis 10 habits of happy families by going to the Habit Hub blog on Famis.com. And for the video of this podcast, simply go to the YouTube Famis channel. Well, Jason, Chop Happy, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me. I'm super grateful to be here.
Well, I know you are busy because you've got a lot of preparation to do for these upcoming holidays. But now preparation is it can be stressful for us. And sometimes we hate the holidays because it just gets too busy. So can you help us understand how we can maybe prepare a little bit easier?
Yeah. First, in my name that I've been given, Chop Happy. The kitchen should be a place where you feel you have a place for yourself. When you're eating food, no matter what kind of food it is, comfort food or healthy food, you're nourishing your soul. So you should think of the kitchen as almost like the canvas, the painting, what you're cooking. So you should just deep breaths, play great music, first of all, especially in the holidays, because you're cooking for a lot of people. It's more nerve-wracking. So that's the first tip. Before you even start to cook or turn on any flame or get out your knife, create a positive, happy environment for you so you can chop happy, because this is could be a fun thing. And that would be my first tip that I would have. But most importantly, I think like there's a couple things that are really good. So we all use tons of garlic during the holidays. So instead of peeling each bit of garlic on there, just take your garlic clove, right? Smash it a little bit, and then take the whole entire bulb of garlic, put it in a mason jar, and you just shake it. And you just keep shaking it, and then all of a sudden the garlics are going to escape from their pod, and they're going to come out and be ready to cook. It's a de-stressor, and you get all the garlics out of there for you, so that you're not like spending time and time. The amount of time it takes to shake it is less time than it would take to peel each individual garlic clove. And you can just leave it in the fridge. It will last a couple weeks if you don't use the garlic cloves for another recipe as well. And
I
then
just have to break in here.
oh yeah.
Because I love that you brought up garlic first, because at our home, we like to season our garlic with food.
Yes. Oh my God, garlic in anything. Grating garlic, chopping garlic. It's the best toothpaste that you can have. Garlic is thing, and use garlic especially in the holidays. Use garlic in everything. Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, everything has garlic. So they sell the garlic packets, right, that you get where it's already pre-peeled, and those are good, and I sneakily use those a lot. But it doesn't have the same kind of flavor that it would be if you got garlic that you peel yourself, because some of the oils and the scent escapes from the garlic. So it's a really good idea to do it yourself. And if you're going to do it yourself, it makes your food taste better, especially your mashed potatoes and your stuffing. So the shaking of it is a really good tip to help with that.
Okay. What other prep ideas do you have for us?
Okay, so clean up. We all clean up is always a thing. My husband follows me wherever I am, cleaning up everything. Because I'm playing and singing music as I'm chopping, especially when I'm doing it for myself and not for something food related. So a couple cleanup things. So the first thing is that that cheese grater, you're gonna put lots of cheese all over everything. Like the mashed potatoes, all the stuff, all the sides are cheese filled. You can actually spray. It's in the book as well too. The 101 Secrets. You could actually spray the cheese grater with with butter spray or something of that nature. And then when you grate your cheese or your carrots or for potato latkes, your potatoes, you know how it gets stuck in the little crevices? You can actually just spray and then it will come out really easy. It won't stick to the grater. And this way, you will have easy cleanup on there as well too. And then this is gonna sound crazy. Ready for this? This one's really crazy.
Let me just make sure I'm ready. Okay.
Okay. You got this. Ready?
Yeah.
Lid roller. You want a lid roller by you when you're cooking, and don't use the same one you're using for your jacket. It's one of my favorite tips ever. You just take a lint roller and you roll it onto the counter, and it attaches all the crumbs and the all of the herbs that you cooked with, and it gets it right then and there. And then this way, what happened was, is I have a small kitchen in New York City. I'd be wiping things down, and it would get all over the floor, right? So, so the lint roller kind of like rolls nightly through there, and it gets all those crevices that are going to fall all over your house.
Wow. Who knew that you could use a lint roller in the kitchen?
Yes. And my last one for that is the bacon. I just did this one recently on a food segment I just did. And it's actually a super easy tip that a lot of people are surprised by. Instead of cooking your bacon on the stove where the grease slathers all over the place, and it's hard to like measure how much to cook it because as it cooks, the bacon starts to release oils and stuff. Just put it on a sheet pan, put it in the oven, 400 degrees for about 10 minutes on the middle rack, and you get perfectly cooked bacon. And you could still use the grease that's left over for and just save it for other kinds of cooking and stuff. But this way, there's no mess in the kitchen, and you get perfectly cooked bacon as well too. So like cheese, bacon, and garlic are the three main components of a great Thanksgiving or Christmas, and and for the holiday season. So those are really good chips.
Brilliant ideas. I love that. Now what happens though when we take all these delicious recipes, make all this food, and now we've got leftovers?
Okay, so first thing, as you're chopping happy, you're listening to your music, Lady Gaga or Barbra Streisand or whatever you love. You are going to save the scraps. You are going to have so many onions you're cutting. You're going to have carrots you're peeling. You're going to have all kinds of stuff filling out there, even the skins from the garlic. Save it, put it in a bag, and leave that bag in the freezer. As that bag fills up with all your scraps, when it gets fully full, just throw it in a slow cooker, fill it up with water and some leftover the stems of your herbs, of your thyme and your rosemary and all that stuff, and the extra bay leaves where you only have one left. Instead of throwing it out, put in there. Let it cook all day for about 10 hours. You just made yourself vegetable stock out of all of those groceries that you just used and all that product you just used to make Thanksgiving. This way you save money after the holidays because you spent all that money on gifts, and you just made an even better vegetable stock than you would have had just buying boxes of the stock. And it freezes really well, Christopher. So you can freeze it for like 6 months. The vegetable stock in the freezer, and you can freeze it in compartments. I freeze it in cup measurements. So this you have it to go with you as well too. And then my favorite thing is a casserole. So I always say this: when you make a lasagna and you make two and freeze one, you have mashed potatoes, you're going to have turkey, you're going to have brisket, you're going to have all of these fun things. When you're after you're cleaning up for the holidays, you obviously want leftovers to eat too, but anything that you're like, it's going to go to the back of the fridge, I might not eat it. Chop it up, mix it up, put it into that extra can of onion soup or the cream of mushroom that you had that you didn't actually use. Mix it all together with the ingredients and top it with some mashed potatoes that you have left over, and you now have a casserole that you guys can eat afterwards. But I do have one fact ready. So for that I love that has nothing to do with any of these stuff. My favorite gift I've ever gotten from the holidays is when someone brought me bagels and breakfast the next day for the next day as a thank you for a host gift. So instead of giving wine when you're cooking for your family, like make an extra cake or something for the host that you're going to go see, or bagels or breakfast, something like take the extra. What I do is take the extra eggs and the extra ingredients like the bacon and the ham and stuff, and I'll make a quiche, and that's what I'll bring to like someone to thank them so that they work so hard to cook for me. They have breakfast for the morning.
Okay, well, I'm inviting you for Thanksgiving this year.
All right, good, good. I'll come, especially California.
That's right. You got to come to
Yes,
the West
yes,
Coast. Okay, now speaking
yes.
of things that we cook for these holidays, sometimes there's things that we just don't want to make. We don't we but we have to do it because it's traditional. Do you have any ideas of how we can, maybe make that a more enjoyable experience when we're cooking things we don't really love to cook?
Yeah, so I'm not a big baker. It's not my thing. I like to know what it tastes like throughout the whole process, and with baking, you just can't. So some foolproof things you could do. A tip is if you use applesauce and a cake mix, like full cake mix, and you mix like full box of cake mix with 1 cup of applesauce, and you mix it together. You don't need eggs, you don't need anything in it. You can bake it up and it comes out perfect every single time for you. Or like a cheesecake dip would be really good. Like you take your leftover cream cheese and you mix it with some lemon zest, some powdered sugar, all these things we're going to have because you're cooking for holidays anyway. And some chocolate chips, almost like a cannoli dip or cheesecake dip. And then one of my favorites, which actually I think is in the book, The 101 Secrets, is a chocolate red wine fondue. You take a slow, and this one's the best because you do it and just leave it and forget it, like that old set it and forget it infomercials. You can take chocolate chips and you throw them into a slow cooker, and then you take red wine and you pour the red wine in there instead of water, and you mix it and you put it in there and you put it on low, and it just kind of melts down, and it's just like this beautiful. You could put some like lemon zest and some vanilla in there as well too if you want. It melts down, and then you could just buy at the store chunks of like pound cake and cut it up and fruit, and then people dip it in for so that they can have it, and it's just really cool. And one of my favorite things is to buy Reese's peanut butter cups and dip it in that into the chocolate, so you get double chocolate as well. But it's an easy way for people. A lot of people don't like to bake. It's an easy way to give a really cool special dessert to your guests, without having to do very much work.
Oh, brilliant ideas. Brilliant
Yeah.
preparation, leftovers, and making sure that we make it a little bit easier and still having wonderful recipes that maybe don't take as much work. So, Jason,
Yes.
you are a brilliant guy. Now,
Thank you. You too.
our guest can find the Happy Sandwich and his 101 Kitchen Secrets wherever books are sold. But where can our guests find you online?
Okay, at Chop Happy. So at Chop Happy would be on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube as well. And anyone who has any questions, feel free to always DM me and stuff when you buy the book. If you have questions about any of the secrets, I can help you with as well too. I want you to have a happy experience in the kitchen. We all work so hard. When we get home, we all have to eat. I want you to enjoy your time cooking so that you can have peace and eat great food.
That's right. Well, as we conclude today's podcast, I'd like to thank Finless for its support of bringing the podcast to your ears and your heart, and perhaps even your stomach this day. We'd be thrilled if you subscribed to the podcast and left a review. And when you are ready for that next amazing book adventure, we'd be honored if you chose a book from Finless. One step at a time, one great meal at a time, we can make the world a happier place.